Good night. Well, this is Ivan Amara. Good evening, I should say. So I decided to do the Bible video. I now know why my phone only went for 2 hours, because all my files, when I delete my files, it goes into the trash. So I had to go to the trash and delete the videos there, the files that went to the trash. Hence why I only had 2 hours yesterday to what? This video won't be long. I might make maybe a 40-minute video or something like that. It's late. I'm eating my hamburgers from yesterday. We had a barbecue, so this is leftovers from yesterday. It's really good. Yeah. Not bad. We're going to talk about Ivan. I'm going to talk about how Jesus was born in eternity. He wasn't just there side by side with the Father. He was with the Father, obviously, but he was brought forth from the Father. He was born of God. Yeah. Hence why I recommend you Christians, I think you should stick to the King James, because the new translations, they water down a lot of the passages, and it's King James is my favorite translation. I'll show you how they water it down. So if Jesus was born of God, yes. He was born of God. Because he has the gene of the Father, he can do everything the Father can do. So he has the same gene. Sorry? Equal in power, equal in majesty, same gene. Yeah. Because most Christians believe begotten means not made. No, begotten means made. The gene, right? Jesus carries the gene of the Father. He was born. Born of God. And I'll show you scriptures to prove it. And I'll do another video talking about how Jesus, what does the Bible really mean about Jesus being sinless? I'm going to talk about it. It'll be an interesting video for that. Alright, green hamburgers. This is all I'm eating today. I'm gonna take my 1 hour walk after this video and burn the calories. Yeah. Sorry guys. I'm eating first. Once I eat, I'll start the video. So Ivan, Christian scholars and pastors are scared to say begotten means made. Yeah, they're scared to say that because they're scared they're going to lose followers. They can lose credibility because most people teach that begotten means not made. Yeah, Jesus was begotten of God in a spiritual sense. He was always there with the Father. He had a close relationship. I agree with that. But I don't agree with how he was just there side by side with the Father. No, he came from the Father. He was born of God. The eternal begotten Son of God. And he carries the same gene as the Father. Hence why he can do whatever the Father can do, and he's just as much God as the Father. Because the Father birthed him, there's a reason why the Father is the head of the Trinity, because the Spirit and Son, the Son comes from the Father, the Spirit proceeds forth from the Father and Son. Hence why the Father, that the Son and Spirit are subordinate to the Father, because the Father is the source of the divine nature of God, supposedly, right? Yeah. I have my laptop, so I'll go on Bible Gateway. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm done my food. Now I can start the video. Okay, let's go to John 1. Let me read. Let me read from the King James first. I'm going to read from the King James. Or New King James, but I mean, I recommend you read that Bible. Those Bibles are good. Let's do New King James. Or King James. King James. So this is John 1. Now prove to you that Jesus was born. Let me read here. In the beginning was John 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So what does it mean when it says in the beginning the Word was with God? Jesus was with the Father, in the bosom of the Father, right? He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made, and without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that was a life. That was a life. That life was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Verse 6. There a man sent from God whose name was John. He came as a witness to testify concerning that light, so that through him all might believe. He himself was not the light, he came only as a witness to the light. Verse 9. The true light that gives light to everyone was coming into the world. He was in the world, and though the world was made through him, the world did not recognize him. He came to that which was his own, but his own did not receive him. The Jews, right? They rejected Jesus, the cornerstone, right? Yet to all who did receive him, to those who believed his name, he gave the right to become children of God. Let me keep reading. Verse 13. Children born not of natural descent, nor of human decision, or a husband's will, but born of God. Notice how in the context, John says, yeah, Jesus came down to earth to make those who believe in him children of God spiritually, just like Jesus is a child of the Father spiritually. You see the connection with the context? Yeah. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. We have seen his glory, the glory of the one and only Son, who came from the Father. Again, the Word came from the Father, full of grace and truth. John testified concerning him. He cried out, saying, This is the one I spoke about when I said, He who comes after me has surpassed me, because he was before me. Out of his fullness we have all received grace in place of grace already given. For the law was given through Moses. Grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. No one has ever seen God, but the one and only Son, who is himself God, is in closest relationship with the Father, has made him known. So, Sarah? Yeah. So Jesus was what? Was born from the Father. The begotten, he has the same gene as the Father. That makes any sense, right? Yeah, so the King James says is in the closest relationship with the Father has made him known. Obviously. With the New King James, wait, I'm trying to. Yeah, so the New King James makes it a bit more clear. Verse 16, and of his fullness we have all received, and grace for grace. Where the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. No one has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him. Obviously. So the new James pretty much makes it easier for the King James guys to understand it better. Obviously. But most translations say closest relationship with the Father. Whereas the New King James, it says in the bosom of the Father. I wonder why, right? Yeah. That's not really a big issue. Close relation to the Father is good, obviously. But I think the New King James got it right. I think it says in the bosom of the Father. It makes it more sense. Like the Father was kind of pregnant with Jesus, in a spiritual sense, right? The King James says closest relationship. I thought it said in the bosom. Oh my God! I thought it was in the bosom, King James. I was wrong. Wait. Let me just double check again. Yeah, see, yeah, so the King James does say in the bosom of the Father. Sorry. No, this is New King James. Sorry, guys. Yeah, King James says closest relationship with the Father. And most Bible versions say closest relationship with the Father because a lot of people want to avoid that word bosom because it kind of implies Jesus was born, right? Whereas close relationship means like he was there with the Father side by side, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Does King James say that? Let me just double check again. I might have misread something here. The hell? Why is it giving me something different? Okay, this is King James Version. Yeah, the King James does say bosom of the Father, yeah. Verse 17. For the law was given by Moses, but grace and truth came by Jesus Christ. No man has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him. So the New King James and the King James says in the bosom of the Father. The other translation, I'll show you here. You guys see this? I don't know if you guys can see it. Hope you guys can see it well. Oh! This thing is, you can't see it. I can't show you it. Because my internet, I'm using the cord. Okay. So the New King James and King James says in the bosom of the Father. Give me a second, guys. I have to adjust my internet. Okay. I should have more slack with the internet cord. More slack in the Unite cord. Yeah, I'm going to show you guys. King James, the New King James, says bosom of the Father. Yeah, verse 18 right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Verse 18. He that is in the bosom of the Father. This is the King James. Right? Now I'll show you New King James. It says bosom of the Father. And the newer translations, they take it out. They say in a close relationship with the Father. They change it because they don't want to deal with the fact that, yeah, I don't want to lose followers. I don't want Muslims and all these other religions to trap me on that Jesus being born thing. You know what I'm saying, that's why they sugarcoat it. They water it down. They say in a close relationship with the Father. Yeah, that's what I think, anyways. Okay, so New King James also says bosom of the Father. Let's go to verse 18. Yeah. No man has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him. Let me show you this again. Verse 18. Right here. In the bosom of the Father. See that? Now let's go to NIV. And let's read what they say in the NIV. To show their bias, right? And after that, I'll read more passages about like Jesus being born from God. Let's go to NIV. The NIV is very popular. NIV. Where's NIV? So Ivan, you don't read other versions? I've read other versions before, but I think your best bet is sticking to the King James. But if you're not comfortable with the Old English, you can read the New King James if you want. Obviously, King James is the best translation, guys. I watch videos on it. You have the received text, the majority text. Yeah, King James is the best translation. The other ones are not good, guys. They're not good. Are you King James only, Ivan? Supposedly, I kind of am. But like, I also like New King James too. But I mean, okay, let me go to NIV, New International Version. Let's see what it says in that passage. They try to water it down. Let's go to verse 18. Yeah. Let me read verse 18. No one has ever seen God but the one and only Son, who is himself God, and is in a closest relationship with the Father. He has made him known. You see how they changed that? New King James and King James, they say bosom of the Father, which implies genes, birth, some kind of spiritual, supernatural birth. Whereas this passage here implies he was there as I was out of the Father the whole time, in a closest relationship with the Father. This is what the NIV says, guys. Let me show you. This is NIV. All right. Verse, where is it? Verse 18. So right here. He is in a close relationship with the Father. You see how they change it? The new Bible versions? Yeah. Sounds like, you know your shit. You guys don't know my shit. The new versions, they change it to in a close relationship with the Father to avoid that topic. Obviously, they're scared of losing followers. All the scholars are scared of losing followers, are scared of losing credibility. To say that begotten means made, not made. Begotten means made, man. Genes, right? Genes, yeah, the genes. Samsara. So I show you John 1, how in the context he said, Jesus came to make those children of God, born of God, not of blood, but of spirit and water, whatever it is, but of spirit. Just like he's born of God, he came down to earth to make those who believe in him children of God too, in a spiritual sense. Just like Jesus is the son of the Father in a spiritual sense. Not physically, no sexual intercourse. It's a miraculous spiritual birth. Just like those who believe in Jesus are born again, they get a miraculous birth. They're born again in spirit. See the connection there, guys? Yeah, we see the connection, yeah. Sounds like, you know your shit. Yeah, I know my shit, man. I know my shit. I'm sorry. And then next time I'll talk about sinless. What does the Bible really mean when it says Jesus was sinless? I believe Jesus did do bad deeds, but he still lived a holy, good life. Because in the Bible it says he learned obedience. If he's good, what is there to learn to be obedient? What is there to learn? That one I'll make a video of that later. Another time. Okay. So let me read from the King James. And I'm going to show you what the other translations say, because they try to sugarcoat it. Yeah, man. What's that verse called again? Yeah, John 5:26. I'm not like Sam who memorized all the verses. No, I have to what? Yeah. For this passage, the other Bible versions don't really change it, but like I'm going to show you to prove that Jesus was born. He got the genes of the Father when he was brought forth in eternity past, obviously. Let's start from let's do John 5:20. Let's start from verse 23. Verse 23 to 26 or 27. Let's try 27. 27. John 5:3, verse 23 to 27. I'm going to read from the King James. Okay. Hope you guys enjoy these videos, by the way. Yeah. So let's read. John 5:23 to 27. Let's read. And all should honor the Son just as they honor the Father. He who does not honor the Son does not honor the Father who sent him. 24. Most assuredly I say to you, he who hears my word and believes in me, and believes in him who sent me, has everlasting life, and shall not come into judgment, but has passed from death into life. Most assuredly I say to you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead will hear the voice of the Son of God, and those who hear will live. For as the Father has life in himself, so he has granted the Son to have life in himself also. What does that mean, guys? Oh, Jesus is being metaphorical, Ivan. He was always with the Father. No. That's not what it says. For as the Father has life in himself, so he has granted me that very right to have the same life that he has. Because he was born. There you go. Most assuredly I say to you, he who hears my word and believes in him who sent me has everlasting life. I shall not come into judgment, but has passed from death into life. Most assuredly I say to you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead will hear the voice of the Son of God, and those who hear will live. For as the Father has life in himself, so he has granted me the right to have that same life, because he birthed me, and I have the genes that he has. Pass it down. Jesus is saying, yeah, man, my Father passed down his DNA to me. I can do whatever he can do. I'm eternal like him. I can raise his dead just like he can raise his dead. And he gave me that authority because I'm the heir to the kingdom. So, Sarah? Let me read again. For as the Father has life in himself, so he has granted the Son to have life in himself, and has given him authority to execute judgment also, because he is the Son of Man. So, Sarah? This is from the New King James Version. Now let me read from the King James Version. It's slightly different, but I mean. Why can I find it? Where's King James Version? Let's read from the King James. The King James even says it more clearly. That all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. This is King James, guys. He that honoreth not the Son, honoreth not the Father which hath sent him. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that heareth my word and believeth on him that sent me hath everlasting life. I shall not come into condemnation, but is passed from death into life. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of God, and they that hear shall live. For as the Father hath life in himself, so he hath given the Son to have life in himself. So the King James is even more clear. Right? That's why I love King James. For as the Father hath life in himself, so he hath given the Son to have life in himself. He gave me that life. That eternal life that he had, he passed it down to me. That's why the Jews killed him, because he claimed to be God. God's son, God's beloved son, God's baby, right? Yeah. He passed it down. That's what Jesus is saying. Yeah. And I've given him authority to execute judgment also, because he is the Son of Man. Some saying? So the first thing that proves Jesus is born of God, it says that he was in the bosom of the Father. The King James and New King James says in the bosom of the Father, whereas the NIV and some of the other translations, they say in a close relationship with the Father. They butchered it, obviously. And the context, it says Jesus came to make those who believe in him children of God, born not of blood but of spirit, born of God, just like he was born of God. And he's in the bosom of the Father. And in this passage, Jesus is saying, my Father gave me the life that he has. The life that he has, he gave it to me. He passed it down to me. Because the Father is the source of the nature. Some saying? Now let's go to Hebrews 1. Samuel's verse, obviously. Hebrews 1 to maybe, I don't know, let's go to 5. I spelled Hebrews wrong. Let's start from the King James. Let's read from the King James. No, I want to read, sorry guys. I want to read from NIV to see what NIV says about John 5:3-27. It's probably similar. But the new versions, man, there's a lot of problems with the new versions, man. Yeah, man. NIV is, I believe, the most popular Bible, I think, right? It's the most popular Bible, I think, right now. Yeah, the NIV also says, so he has granted the Son to have life also. I was just checking to make sure. Okay, let's go to Hebrews. Samuel's verse, obviously. Hebrews 1. Let's go to 5. And we'll read from King James. I like King James. Or New King James. We'll read from King James. Oh, sorry. I made a mistake here. Hebrews 1 to 5. Sorry, I made an error there. There you go. Let's start from verse 1. I'm going to shut this down for you guys first.